Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel Smart Data Learners by datascientist.ca, a project of datascientist.ca. The goal is to enhance data literacy, data analytics awareness and related fields. So viewers, today we will be working on a improved version of already created project. The project is Healthcare Power BI Dashboard, Interactive Analytics for Hospital Management. So viewers, in today's project, we will address certain things in this project. So first of all, in the executive summary, there will be a centralized hospital performance dashboard built using Microsoft Power BI, real-time operational and financial insights, supports data-driven decisions. In the next slide, we will discuss the challenges. Basically, the hospital have the disconnected Excel reporting, limited KPI visibility, manual reporting processes, resource tracking was difficult. Project objectives: interactive visualization, data transformation with Power Query, optimized data model, executive KPIs, drill down and filtering. Data source and preparation, MS Excel, data, patient, staff, revenue, beds, feedback, merge data sets, remove duplicates, standardized formats and data types. Data model, there will be a star schema, fact, visits, revenue, appointments, dimensions. Dimension contains department, age, staff, date, bed. Key KPIs: total patient visits, total revenue, average wait time, bed occupancy, patient satisfaction score. Dashboard features. So that will there will be some bar and line charts, maps and tables, custom visuals, interactivity, drill down, year, month, day, drill through details, slicers and filters, navigation buttons. Business impact: 35 to 40% reduction in reporting time, improved operational visibility, better resource allocation, faster executive decisions. Conclusion: transformed static Excel into an interactive analytics, enabled proactive health hospital management. So before completing the project, we will go through already finished project and we'll review that, and then we will create an improved version of the what we will see in our completed project. So this is the first page, hospital summary. In the hospital summary, we have total patients, inpatients count, outpatient count, total staff, average treatment cost, average emergency room time, patient staff, inpatient and outpatient by week name, occupied beds, total revenue by age bucket, total patient by feedback, total emergency room time by department, total patient by FSB, these are the remarks. Rating by age bucket. And the second is the patient summary. In the patient summary, we will have the same like total patient, inpatient, discharge, average length of stay, ICU, how many patients died, occupied bed, total revenue, total patient by gender, average length of stay age bucket, inpatient by department name and status, total patient by age bucket. Then we have a total patient by city and the total patient by length of stay. And in the last, we will have the total details of the patient's data. So viewers, in the first, also we would like to highlight that there are some slicers where we can select, for example, there are different departments, cardiology to dermatology, gynecology, neurology, so on. So we can select this one and it will give us the related uh, details by this department. And as well as we can select month and so on. So this is the data set. This is the dashboard. Let's go into look into the data set. Let's look into the detailed data set. So basically, this data set contains detailed data set contains staff ID, bed, ER time, and department ID, gender, city, state, age, patient type, status, treatment costs, and their feedback. Then we have the age bucket. Then we have the departments. These are the neurology, dermatology, and their department IDs. Orthopedics, surgery, and so on. Staff details. Staff details is staff name. So their names are not given, but we can see that their staff IDs are here. Then we have bed details and so on. So viewers, this is the data set. This is the graph, and let's begin our project. And this is a data model. You see, in the data model, we have a detailed data set connected with the dimensions, department, calendar, bed details, staff details, and so on. Okay, so we'll now close this file and we will work on our new project. Let's begin, viewers. We'll create a new file, new blank report, and we'll first of all we will save it. We'll give it a name, healthcare dashboard, March 03-2026. Okay, so first of all, we will have to import the data set. So the data set is residing in Excel format. So we will go to the get data, Excel, and in this we will go to the source file, source folder. So we will need bed detail, department, all of these. We will load that. Okay, viewers, we have that. Let's go to the transformation tab. Staff details. So we have all these, and now we'll let's say detailed data set. Let's see, the date is very important part. We'll see if there is any formatting issues. Yeah, I think the date looks okay. We'll close that, and the next we need to create a date table. And in the table we will use will show you how to create this date table. So what we are looking at is calendar date is equal to add columns, calendar minimum date of the this data, detailed data set, date, and max of the date. So the data in between these two, min and max, and then we need a month, week name, month name, and so on. So we'll do that. Okay, so this table has already been created. So let's look at the Now we'll look at the data modeling side, see how we can connect these beds. Okay, so we have connected this to bed ID. I think there are some, let's go to the, okay, maybe there are some inpatient and outpatient, so beds are not needed sometimes. And the next one is date. We'll connect the date to the date column. Many to one. So many to one means one calendar date could have many dates in detailed data sets. So this one is safe now. Okay, all these tables are connected now. We have gone through the detail of this data set. Now we have these tables and these are all connected. And the next step will be to create the measures. So we'll create some important measures we need. So in order to create measures, we will create a new table. Let's give it a name, measures. So in these measures, we will create new measure. And in the first measure, we have the total patient. We will explain what it does. So it's in this total patients, what it does is it's calculate, count, detail, data set, and ID. ID means uh, let's show you what it is. So this is a patient ID. So we are basically counting all of these IDs, the patients we have, right? So we have this total patients. The next one is inpatients. And here in inpatient, we are simply calculating. We are simply calculating calculate count, detail, data set, patient type, and we need these to be inpatient where there are inpatient, right? Let's first run that and I will show you what does it means. If we go here in the detailed data set, we have patient types. So what it does, it will count all of these and then select from these which are inpatients. That's what we did here, inpatient. Count patient type, but there is a filter of inpatient. Now we'll do the next one, outpatient. Outpatient is the same logic, but a filter would say it should be outpatient. That is an outpatient. Then now we will create another one, total staff, new measure. Total staff is calculate count staff underscore details staff ID. So they will count the staff ID. The next one is average treatment cost. We'll explain that also. Average treatment cost is calculate average details dataset treatment cost. Now the next one is average emergency room time. New measure. Emergency average ER time. Now patient and staff ratio, we will explain that. New measure, patient staff ratio. Okay, so we are using measures one, it's total patient. So we already have a measure total patient, and we are creating a variable where variable A is equal to measure total patients, variable B is equal to calculate distinct count detail staff dataset staff ID. Now count these. So we have two values, two measures, total patients and then staff count, right? And the variable C basically what is doing, if B is equal to 0, if staff count is equal to 0, then 0, else divide patient count divided by total patient, variable A, return A C plus 0. Okay, next, let's go to the next, occupied beds. New measure, occupied bed is equal to calculate detail bed dataset bed ID, detail dataset bed is equal to occupied. Let's look, I will show you bed underscore ID and detailed data set. You see these are the bed ID and then there is a bed occupied. So we're selecting those which are occupied, right? So in the occupied bed is equal to count IDs where bed is equal to occupied. Now we will go to the total revenue, new measure, calculate sum, detail, dataset, treatment cost. So we're summarizing the costs. So basically that is the revenue for the hospital. So we'll do that. Average ER time. Rating. Now we'll calculate the ratings. Rating is equal to calculate average detailed dataset rating. Average. So let's look at the rating, how these looks like. You see in the ratings are ranging from 5 to like there are steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So they're rating from 1 to 5, so that's how it's calculated. And now the next one is discharge. New measure. And that is discharge. Discharge is basically count dataset, detailed dataset, status is equal to discharge. Average length of stay. These are things are the data is pretty straightforward. So it's a good practice to create a portfolio project or for the hospitals, those who want to have this centralized dashboard. So average length of stay is calculate average detail length of stay, right? ICU. ICU is equal to calculate count detail dataset name detail dataset status is equal to ICU. Let's see count detail. Name will calculate count the name and those who were ICU, those who were admitted to the. So here you see we have a selection of ICUs, those who are in the ICU. So the next one is those people who died in the hospital. New measure, deaths, and occupied beds. Here we will see the occupied bed. New measure, it's a count, detailed dataset, bed ID, and status should be occupied. Oh, it's already, I think, created. The next one is total revenue. Okay, viewers, I think we are done with these measures. So let's begin creating the visuals. Okay, we will save our dashboard. And first of all, viewers, we will give a name hospital dashboard first. So let's put some text box on the top. Okay. So we have the hospital dashboard heading here. Now we'll start building some KPIs. And in this KPI we will use total patients, So we have 2.506K patients, 2,506 patients. And the next is inpatient. So here we will use inpatient. Inpatient. And then we have outpatient. $827. Then we need total staff here. The next one is total staff. No, it's average treatment cost. $161.1. And then we need average ER time. Average ER time. And then we have a patient staff ratio. Twenty 10.45%. So these are our KPIs have been done. Now we're progressing, so we hope we'll complete because most of the work has already done. So we are hoping that we will complete this dashboard uh, within a not long within reasonable time. So that one we should name this to Health Hospital Dashboard. Let's say that the first graph we need in time in and out patient by a week. Here we use a clustered column chart. Week name, and the in and out patient in the y-axis. So what we can do is that's giving the data for all weeks. We can basically select top 20 weeks, 25 weeks, 24 weeks, 2 years data. So for example, 100 weeks data. Let's do that. So let's do the top 100 weeks by patient. By inpatient. Top 10. Yeah, that makes more sense because we are looking at data by weeks, top 15 weeks, top 10 weeks. Because span of information should be reasonable. So that's how we have top 10 in inpatient. So basically, viewers, this calendar is 1 year's data for 2007. I will show you why we are not selecting multi-years, because this data is only belongs to 1 year. If we go to the details data set, you see we have all the dates falling between 2007, right? So this is 2007, so it's not a multi-year data. So in the 2007 top 10 weeks by inpatients, right? Let's do one more thing if we can add. Yeah, so we have done that. Let's format. Okay. And now the next one is occupied bed. Inpatient and outpatient by week name. And let's add occupied bed. For the occupied bed, we will use values are total occupied beds. So 715 beds are occupied out of 352. And the next one are we have two more like total revenue by age bucket. Here we'll use the clustered bar chart. age bucket. We will use the age bucket. And total revenue. You have to look for total revenue where we created and in the total revenue we will use feedback and total patient. Feedback and so we'll adjust according to the real estate we have. Rather agree, fully agree, and so on. So we can one more thing we can change these default colors to the colors of our choice. We can do that. Let's do this thing. Inpatient. Let's make these and the outpatient. Okay, that makes sense. The same thing we can do that here. And the same we can do with them as the And do one thing we can do is gradient by total revenue, and legend we can turn it off. And the same thing we can do with that. We'll create a gradient by total patients, and so here we can see the attributes. The most we have, the darker it gets, and the lighter, the lesser we have, the lighter it gets. Okay, so that is for these. Now we can now average ER time by OPD. And we can use that average ER time, department name, and average ER time. So we can remove these previous ones and have department underscore name, and from the measures average ER time, and we can average ER time would be and we can add data labels too. Okay, so we have the data labels as well. So you see that the darker one is OPD outpatient. We can save that, and total patient by FZME. These are the remarks, positive and negatives. That will be a and total patients in the values. Let's make these more legible. And neutral. Okay. Negative, positive, and neutral. I have these, and now the next one is a rating by age bucket. Rating by age bucket. So basically, what it does that rating by age bucket will use the age bucket we have in the detailed data set, and ratings we also have. So basically, we will be using average rating. Okay. And here we will use again the columns, gradient by rating. Lowest value, let's make this, let's see how it looks like. Okay. And we can add the data labels as well. Okay, Bruce. This one is complete now. Hospital dashboard, but the most important part is now the some we would need some slices department and by month. And in the slicer, we will use departments and that would be drop down. And the next is month. And here we will use or one more thing, views. Do you see that the months are not formatted properly, like sorted? So let's go there and in the month name, add sort by month. Okay. Now let's see. So see, we have a January, February, March, April because these months have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the few tiny things we should keep in mind. So that's easy for the dashboard user. They can quickly go there and let's say now if we select cardiology, everything will change. We will have a different. You see, in cardiology, we have only inpatient. And let's see what else we have. Oncology, top 10. So basically, keep in mind that these are top 10 of these, you see, top 10. We can increase or decrease these by here. Okay, so we have completed the first dashboard. Now we'll move to the next one. In the next dashboard, we will have total patients. The same, so we'll copy few of these in and out total patients, like here we will give the patient summary. This dashboard is patient summary, and the second one is the same we have already created, because in the patient summary they will have inpatient details. Inpatient, here we will need second one is discharge. So we'll use the measure discharge, which we already created. 209 discharged. Average length of stay. And here we'll use average length of stay. Now use the ICU. And how many patients died. It's 6. Occupied bed. Here we will use okay, here we need to use revenue. Total revenue. Let's make it that. Okay, now that makes sense. And in the patient summary, Okay. And the next thing we need these slices as well. So it's always better to copy already created things. That saves a lot of time. Okay. Now the next inpatient, outpatient by week name, and we have written the name of 404K 175186. Okay, now total patients by gender. So here we will use pie chart, gender, and then total patient. Gender can be obtained from details, and total patient we can get from the measures we created. And as again, we will change these colors to the color scheme we are already using. And the male we can do. And then we have average length of stay by age bucket. So that will be a line chart. And in this line chart, age bucket and average length of stay. Age bucket we can get from here, and then we need average length of stay. And we create data labels. Let's and line we can okay. We have average length of stay by age bucket. And the next one is inpatient department and status. Okay, here we will do a department name in y-axis and in x-axis we use inpatient. In the legend, we will use the status. Status we can get from this dataset. Let's make the title inpatient by department and status. I think we would leave this the way it is, and because there are different multicolor, that it shows that. Let's try to give different colors if we can, much easier to understand. Okay, I see you. Let's do that. And okay, yeah, that looks better than before. We'll save this data and now we'll total patient by age bucket. Now here we need the total patients by age bucket. Age bucket we have from the data set, and total patient we will take from the measure. And as usual, we will columns gradient lighter to darker, and we don't need a legend, so we have the age bucket. Okay. Yeah, it looks different now. And the next one is total patient by age bucket and the total patient by city. And here we will use city and the total patient. The city, we will have this in the data set. And the size of the bubble would be the total patient. And let's make this formatting. Let's see. Okay, I think the map. Let's see if we can format that further. Okay, so let's do the next one. Total patient by length of stay. So here we will use this chart. Custom, okay. Custom. We'll see what the custom field is. And then we have a total patients. Let's see what have that in custom. We'll always, it's a good practice to see what these columns means. Like it's 1 to 2 days, let's say 1 to 2 days, 15 to 31 days, it means that. So what we will do is in our chart by total patients by length of stay. So we'll give it a name by and let's do the total patients. Lowest values, let's make this, and highest as usual. Okay. Okay, so I think that looks better now. So we have total patients by length of stay. So we can select by department, cardiology, dermatology. So that's how it will work. We'll save this data. We have hospital dashboard. We have a patient summary. And then last one is we need a patient details. It's nothing, just a table. We'll add a table here. I think we'll need here patient name, age, gender, state, status, and one more thing we can create that would be more helpful. We can use a slicer, let's add age bucket and then make it a tiles, age bucket. We can do different slicers. Let's do that, copy this. For example, here we can use state, so that's how we can select these by state, and by status we can So there are certain things, certain kind of slicers we can have for get the details, and we can add more fields. So here we will give it a name, patient detail. So with that, we are done with our hospital dashboard, patient summary, and patient details. And you see, now we have all the data it's in Power BI and is directly linked to the uh, raw data we received periodically, or we can have data, we can append the data. We'll create a new video how we can replace the data. So here now, instead of having disconnected spreadsheets, we have a centralized uh, dashboard addressing management's concerns, so and removing the challenges of disconnected data set. So viewers, that's it for today, and we hope that this project will help you learn a lot into the Power BI's functionalities. And if there are any questions or any more information you need, please feel free to leave comments. And also, please don't forget to subscribe our channel. We do a lot of work and research to creating these projects, so it will always motivate us if we have more subscribers, more people like our videos. Thank you and have a great day.